Alright, welcome back. Hope you're enjoying the lessons of reading the Bible. Well, it's not really a lesson, just listening to the Bible being read by me. We are in the book of Revelation, chapter 6. Right. Now, when I saw the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard one of the four living creatures saying with a voice like thunder, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a white horse. He who sat on it had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he was out conquering and to conquer. When he opened the second seal, I heard a second living creature saying, "Come and see." Another horse, fiery red, went out, and it was granted to him who sat on it to take peace from the earth, that people should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. When he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature saying, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a black horse, and he who sat on it had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. Do not harm the oil and the wine." When he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the four living creatures saying, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name of the pale horse, the name of him who sat on it, was Death, and Hades followed him. And the power was given to them over the fourth of the earth to kill with a sword, with hunger and death, by the beasts of the earth. When he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth?" Then a white robe was given to each of them, and it was said to them that they should not rest, but they should rest for a little while longer, until both the number of their fellow servants and their brethren, who would be killed as they were, was completed. I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth on hair, and the moon became like blood, and the stars of heaven fell to the earth, as a fig tree drops its late figs when it's shaken by a mighty wind. When the sky receded as a scroll when it was rolled up, the sky receded as a scroll. Every mountain on the and island was moved out of its place, and the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man, hid themselves in the caves and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come. Who is able to stand?" All right, chapter 7. After these things I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, when the wind should not blow on the earth, on the sea, or tree. When I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was granted to harm the earth and the sea, saying, "Do not harm the earth and the sea or trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God, and on their foreheads." And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 140,000, and all the tribes of the children of Israel were sealed. Of the tribe of Judah 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Reuben 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Gad 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Asher 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Naphtali, the 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Manasseh 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Simeon, the 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Levi 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Issachar 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Zebulun 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Joseph 12,000 were sealed. The tribe of Benjamin 12,000 were sealed. After these things I looked, and behold, a great multitude which no one could number, of all the nations, tribes, and people and tongues, standing before the throne, before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, palm branches in their hands, crying out loud with a loud voice, saying, "Salvation belongs to our God, who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb." All the angels stood around the throne, and the elders and the 4 living creatures fell on their faces before the throne and worshipped God, saying, "Amen. Blessing and glory and wisdom, thanksgiving and honor and power and might be to our God forever and ever." One of the elders answered, saying to me, "Who are these arrayed in white robes, and where do they come from?" And I said to him, "Sir, you know." So he said to me, These are the ones who come out of the great tribulation, washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore they are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple. And he who sits on the throne dwells among them. They shall neither hunger any more nor thirst any more, and the sun shall not strike them nor any heat. For the Lamb who is in the midst of the throne will shepherd them and lead them to a living fountain of waters. God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Chapter 8. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. Then another angel, having a golden censer, came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense, that he should offer it, with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense and the prayers of the saints ascended before God in the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer, filled it with fire in the altar, and threw it to the earth. And there were noises, thunderings, lightnings, and an earthquake. So the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and hail and fire followed, mingled with blood, and they were thrown to the earth, and 1/3 of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. The second angel sounded, and something like a great mountain, burning with fire, was thrown into the sea. 1/3 of the sea became blood, and 1/3 of the living creatures in the sea died, and 1/3 of the ships were destroyed. Then the third angel sounded, and a great star fell from heaven, burning like a torch, fell on 1/3 of the rivers and the springs of the water. The name of the star is Wormwood, and 1/3 of the waters became wormwood. Many men died, because the water was made bitter. When the fourth angel sounded, 1/3 of the sun was struck, 1/3 of the moon, and 1/3 of the stars, so 1/3 of them were darkened. 1/3 of the day did not shine, likewise the night. And I looked, and I heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, because of the remaining blasts of the trumpets, and of the 3 angels who are about to sound.